Why is it that most people claim making money online is easy? Because I've spent thousands of hours trying and succeeding with making money online, bringing in over $400,000 in take-home income. And all I've got to say is it is not easy. I've been through all the stages, faced some big wins, some big losses. So if you want to get to the point where you're consistently making over $10,000 a month, listen up. I'm going to give you a handful of lessons that I've learned on my journey that you can use as a realistic way for you to start building your foundations and getting started. So first things first, it cannot be done quickly. In order to make $10,000 a month, you need to provide $10,000 worth of value to the marketplace. And you need to acquire skills, and that takes time. A lot of guys see flashy businesses online and they think they can get rich overnight. If you're looking to make 10K per month online, you're essentially looking to make the same amount of money as a fully qualified engineer, lawyer, or doctor who has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on their education and multiple years. In reality, you will not hit 10K per month in your first 30 days or your first 60 days, but you can definitely do it in your first 6 to 12 months. And that's what I personally did. The second lesson is to solve rich people's problems. Generally, when you solve rich people's problems, you don't get people that are complaining about the price or the cost or all this garbage. When this happens all the time with a business where you're selling cheap shit. This is literally what I tell everybody. If you can just lock in, learn the skill of sales for a couple weeks, then go out on Instagram or any other social media and find people that are selling a course or a coaching program. Go in, land a position where you're doing sales inside of these people's businesses. These people have money and will pay you very, very well if you provide an immense amount of value to them. Like literally, guys, just solve rich people's problems. Stop trying to sell cheap shit like drop shipping and all these other business models. Now, the third lesson directly ties into the second and the first lesson. And it's that if you want to make 10K per month online, you need to provide $10,000 a month worth of value to the marketplace. Now, how do you actually do this? Well, in order to provide value, you need skill sets. And by far the best way to start doing this is with the skill of sales, more specifically doing high ticket sales. Sales is the most in-demand skill in the world because literally every business sells something. And if you learn sales and you get really, really good at it, you will literally never be broke ever again in your life. And the best part of sales is that you can learn and master the skill in literally just a couple months. Like you can land a position, be not so great, and literally just focus on building your skill and getting better, almost like if it was like a video game. And after a couple months, you're one of the best on the team, making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 per month. Now, the fourth lesson is that you will likely lose friends on your journey of making money online. If you're serious about hitting 10K per month online, you will very quickly realize that you are headed down a path that most people aren't going to go down. And as a byproduct of this, you will start to lose some of your real world friends. You will get busy. Your interests will stop overlapping. And what happened to me is you'll most likely start enjoying the grind. And you'll start enjoying the time spent alone, the time leveling up, the time building your skill sets. Online entrepreneurship can get very lonely and nobody really talks about this enough. And this is why it's so important to either get a mentor or join some sort of online community where you're constantly surrounded by other people that are on the same mission that you're going to be on. Over time of doing this, you'll realize that there's a massive world of people out there that are just online, that are just like you. And just like you, they're committed to their goal of making money online. And so as a byproduct of this, you'll actually make lifelong friends, but they'll just be fully online, which is insane. Now, the fifth lesson is that nobody is coming to save you. Your success is almost entirely up to you and the decisions that you make. You can literally find the perfect business model, the perfect mentor, the perfect step-by-step strategy that guarantees you'll hit 10K per month. But if you're not the one showing up, doing the work, you won't get there. It is 100% up to you to figure this out. And a lot of people like to blame external factors for why they're not succeeding. If you do this, you are not in control and you're setting yourself up for a surefire way to never hit 10K per month. Your goals do not give a fuck about your feelings and you need to start taking mass accountability for everything that has happened in your life. If your life is shit right now, it is entirely your fault. The sixth lesson is that you will probably never truly be satisfied. Once you get to 10 to 20K per month, you'll start to feel like really good and really excited for just a couple days, or maybe even a couple weeks. But quickly after that, you'll start thinking like, okay, what's next? If you really want to get to the next level beyond that, you need a combination of selfish goals and selfless goals. Now, obviously, selfish goals is like getting the watch, getting the car, getting the dream apartment or the penthouse or the house or whatever. However, what nobody really addresses is getting selfless goals. Goals that drive you to become a better version of yourself for things that are bigger than just you. A couple examples of this are things like religion, or maybe you're building a company that has a great mission that you are like literally all in on. on. Maybe you're having a family or you're having kids. Maybe you just love your business so much and you just want it to thrive. These are all great examples, but you need a combination of selfish and selfless goals. The seventh lesson is that your laptop is your office, your skills are your security, and your results are your resume. This is the reality of working in 2025. Traditional job security is just totally dead. Companies lay off thousands of people without even warning them. Pensions are extinct and your degree is losing value every single day. But when you master high income skill sets and you do it in a way that's online, your backpack literally becomes your career. Think of it almost like being a medieval knight. Your laptop is your sword, your skills are your armor, and your track record of results is basically like your reputation that precedes you into every battle. The eighth lesson is invest in yourself first, everything else comes second. Most people have this totally backwards. They'll spend $50,000 on a car that depreciates, but they won't spend $2,000 investing in their skills and their education. The thing about investing into yourself is it only appreciates over time. It literally never depreciates. Your earning ability as a person is one of your biggest assets, and it's the only investment that literally can't be taken away from you. Imagine if you were a farmer with $10,000. You could buy a fancy tractor that looks super impressive, or you could buy the best seeds out there and learn the advanced farming techniques that nobody else has access to. The tractor might impress your neighbors, but the seeds and the knowledge will literally feed your family for generations. Your skills are those seeds and they multiply every single thing that you touch. The ninth lesson is that your age is not an excuse. And this is one of my personal favorites because when I was first getting started in high ticket sales, I was like 19 years old jumping on Zoom meetings trying to sell $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 products to guys that were like 40, 50, 60 years old. And in a lot of cases, I got the comments like, oh, you're super young. And so while everybody tells you that you're too young or you're too inexperienced, they're missing the point entirely. Because if you're young, you have something that older people would literally pay millions of dollars to get back, which is time, energy, and the ability to take risks. And so if you're young, you need to learn how to flip that to your advantage. Something that I often did was when people would question my age, I would tell them the fact that, yeah, I'm younger, but I have a lot more energy. And so as a byproduct, I'll get you better results than somebody who's older and can't spend much time and has all these different responsibilities in their life. Use your age as an advantage, not an excuse to stop you from getting started. Number 10 is to systematize and track everything and then make data-driven decisions. Your feelings will lie to you, but numbers always tell the truth. Most people make decisions just based on their emotions, based on their gut feelings, or what like worked for somebody else. Winners make decisions based on what the data is telling them inside of their specific situation. It's almost like people are trying to lose weight without a scale, measuring tape, or without tracking their calories. You might feel like sometimes you're making progress, but without data, you're just guessing. Business is the exact same. You need to know your conversion rates, your close rates, how much outreach you're doing every single day. And it goes even further. You can even track things like when you wake up, when you go to bed, how much sleep you're getting. How consistent are you at doing specific habits that you want to? And how consistent are you at eliminating bad habits that you don't want to do? You should be tracking essentially your entire life on a daily basis. And then what you can do is you can actually look at that data and aggregate it to figure out what you can do to improve and get to the next level. Number 11, and oh boy, this is a good one. There will never be a perfect time. Perfect conditions are a myth. You'll never have enough money, enough knowledge, enough experience, enough connections to feel ready. The people that ultimately win in this life never truly feel ready. They just got fucking started. And ironically enough, when they decided to put their foot down and get started, looking back at it a couple months later, that actually was the perfect time that they got started on. It's not because all the conditions were right. It's because they decided to make it the perfect time. Think of it almost like learning how to swim. You can read every book about swimming. You can watch every video. You can understand exactly what you need to do when you get in the water. But until you actually get in the water and start moving, you'll never learn how to swim. The time for you to jump in the water will never feel perfect. You just need to jump the fuck in and get started. And when you finally learn how to swim, you'll be happy you decided to do it on that day when you committed. Number 12 is that confidence isn't built in your comfort zone. It's forged in a fire of doing things that are very scary and very uncomfortable. Real confidence doesn't come from you sitting in the mirror and doing affirmations and positive thinking and all this garbage. It comes from doing things that genuinely scare you and make you uncomfortable. After you handle that thing and after you get through that thing, you will feel a lot more confident in yourself and in your own abilities. It's almost like confidence is like a muscle on your body. It only grows when you put it under resistance. You don't build physical strength by lifting pillows every day. You build it by progressively overloading weight over time. Every scary and uncomfortable thing that you do basically adds more and more resistance to this muscle and therefore helps it grow more. Number 13, and bro, I wish I knew this so much earlier, Poor people focus on saving money, while rich people are focused on how they can make more money and increase their earning potential. This is the fundamental difference between the rich and the poor. Poor people ask, how can I spend less? And rich people ask, how can I earn more? Both of them have their place at the right time, but one has a ceiling and the other doesn't. Imagine your income as if it was a faucet flowing out into a bucket. That bucket, however, has holes in it. Poor people are constantly focused on how they can patch all the holes to just save as much of the water in the bucket as possible, while rich people simply just focus on turning up the faucet. You definitely need both at times, but with this faucet, there's literally no limit to how much water can come out of it at a single time. You could spend months trying to save $200 on your monthly expenses, or you could put that same amount of time and effort into just learning a different skill or starting a business model that earns you $2,000 a month. It's the same effort, but for 10x different results. The 14th lesson is that your problems don't get smaller, you get bigger. Success does not eliminate your problems. Whoever online is telling you that when you're successful, your life is going to be amazing, or if you think that, you are wrong, because success literally upgrades your problems. The difference is that the bigger problems come with bigger rewards and when you're making more money, and you develop the capacity over time to handle these bigger problems. Again, going back to the gym analogy, you can almost think of your problems as if they were weights in the gym. When you first get started, 10 pounds feels super, super heavy to push. But as you get stronger and you keep on going, over time, you'll eventually need a 50-pound dumbbell just to feel some resistance, just to feel a challenge. The weights didn't get any lighter, you just got stronger. And business is the exact same way. And the 15th and the final lesson is that you can't rely on the same patterns of thinking that got you to where you are watching this video if you want to get to the next level. The way in which we make decisions literally creates everything inside of our lives and our businesses. For instance, there's plenty of self-made millionaires in the United States or in other countries that are your exact age right now who maybe even started off in a worse position than you are right now. Subsequently, there's people your age that are in a much worse position than you. Maybe they're even like homeless, and they might have even started off in a better position than you. And the reason for this discrepancy is literally the fact that people have made different decisions and therefore have gotten different results. So if you have a way of making decisions or a pattern of making decisions that you feel comfortable with, I want to realign you with the fact that growth can never happen inside of your comfort zone. And you truly cannot rely on the same way of thinking that got you to where you are today if you want to get to the next level. And so if you want to change this, what you need to do is you need to start acting and thinking like the person that you want to become. If you want to make 10K per month, you should be asking yourself, what would 10K per month version of you be doing inside of this situation? How would he act? How would he think? What decision would he make? And if you start doing this, you'll be surprised by how fast you start to become that version of yourself. With that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. If you're looking to make 5 to 10K per month with high ticket sales and you want my one-on-one help and my one-on-one coaching in doing so, go to the description and apply for one-on-one coaching by booking a call. But other than that, you guys take care.